Welcome back to Hoochos. Today on Hoochos, I'm going to be releasing multiple 3D print files. We're going to be looking at upgrades to the float valve that I released in the last video, as well as I'll be releasing a high density plant propagation section for our modular tower hydroponic system. It's a lot of words and a lot of prints. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to do a tour of the greenhouse to show you how all of the systems I've kind of introduced you to over the last couple of months are faring. So you have an idea of what's going on, as well as I'm going to pick your brain on my hydroponic garlic experiments. So if you get bored at any point, just skip ahead for the updates at the end. Before we get to the tower systems, I want to talk to you about the float valve. Now, since I created that float valve, I had a bunch of feedback and some really interesting ideas from people. And over the last week or so, I've put those ideas into practice and I've updated the float valve in many different ways. So one of the first suggestions that I got for the float valve was, why don't you make the actual float for the float valve out of a PET bottle. This is identical to a Coke bottle, and what I've done is I've designed a lid which just screws onto any standard PET bottle and becomes the float for the float valve. And this means that you can tailor the float size to the application. So something like this would be really good for a situation similar to this float valve where you have a high pressure tap and you need a fair bit of force to turn this float valve off when it's filling this entire reservoir. And by reducing the size of the bottle, you can miniaturize the float by reducing the size of the bottle. To seal the bottle, if it's going to be underwater, I'll just fill the cap with silicone before screwing the bottle up. I've also made changes to the actual body of the float valve so that there are multiple bodies that will suit multiple people's scenarios. This is a 13mm barb, and it also has our nut so that you can screw the float valve to whatever you're screwing it to and then just plug a barb onto it. I have also created an NPT version of this float valve for the Americans. So this will screw onto your standard garden NPT fittings. So it has the same 1/2" BSP screw fitting so that you can use the original nut with this fitting, but it turns into an NPT thread about halfway up so that you can use your garden fittings. Another suggestion that was made to me on my Patreon and on the comments of the video was to use TPU, which is a 3D printable thermoplastic, to create the plug instead of the silicone that's in this plug. So I've gone and designed both the plugs and the O-rings for our float valves. So we now have O-rings that can be printed in TPU, which is kind of a hard silicone. This is 95A TPU. And also we have the bung that goes in the end of the plunger here, which then seals the float valve. This is going to give you a more consistent seal across all of the float valves that you decide to print. And these are all retrofittable across all of the float valves, and they just fit directly into the plunger so that you have a consistently flat printed surface, which then plunges and creates the seal that stops the water from escaping from our float valves. And obviously our O-ring slides down over the top of our thread, and our nut will seal that to any container that you have this float situated on. So that's just added a bunch of versatility to our float valve system. Now I'm going to show you the high density planting modules. So I actually did a whole video working out these modules, but it was such a clusterfuck that I just decided to refilm this as it is now. Okay, so let me introduce you to this. This is a high density planting module for our tower hydroponic systems. This is going to be available on my Patreon immediately so that you can print these and add them to the tops of your towers so that you have a propagation area for your towers. You will also need to print a new 8-space, 8-hole top piece so that it feeds all 8 sections on your high density planter. But what I want to do now is I want to go back in time to a week ago where I planted out these sections, and I'm going to reintroduce you to some grow media. This is rock wool. This we have available on Hydroland, quite cheap. So say you wanted to plant these into our system. We'll see if we can get some seeds to start. What you would do is you would take your rock wool cube. I'm gonna have to get some seeds. Okay, so I've taken the tower down just to show you what I'm doing here. If you want to plant seeds into this system, you would take your Jiffy Peat pellets or rock wool or whatever grow media you've got that's like a consolidated piece. You can just then separate into your distinct pieces and then plant your seeds directly into the grow media like so, and then you would place your grow media into the multi-plant spacing, right? So I'm going to do that for all my rock wool pieces, and I'm just pushing those seeds down into the rock wool and then placing them in the plant spacings. And this is going to give us a really nice way of starting seeds in a system like this, because it's always going to keep those plants moist. They'll sprout out, and then if you've removed plants from the other sections of your tower garden, you can then just transplant by lifting the top off if you want, and like lifting these out, or just pulling them out from the front. It gives you I didn't realize this when I was designing it, but it gives you really good access to the plant spacings so that you can just literally lift out the seedlings that you've started within the system like so. At the start of making this, I didn't think that it would be as useful as what I do now after using the system and like figuring out that you can access it in the way that I am accessing it now. This is quite useful being at the very top of the system. Like, this is just so easy. Theoretically, you actually don't need grow media in the top section if you're going to propagate like this, because we're really not aiming for the plants to send roots across the whole system. So theoretically, we can just empty out these top sections. I apologize, I'm just working with it with the idea as I'm going, because if we empty out these top sections, we're going to be able to remove these plants a lot easier if they start sending roots down. So we literally just throw our rock wool or whatever grow media you've got in here like so, and they literally just press down and onto our spikes. They're not piercing them, they're just sort of holding the rock wool in place like so, and that literally will go on top of our system. And that's going to feed down evenly again to the next level where our grow media is. This actually makes a lot more sense because we're not trying to get the water evenly distributed at the top. We literally just want the water falling onto our rock wool and then down onto the next level. I'm going to continue filling out this system. All right, well, that turned out really well. So you can see just how nicely these lettuces were propagated in that wicking propagation system, that 3D printable wicking propagation system. This is like the perfect result to sort of step out into this system. And we have the rest of the propagated seedlings, and all of our propagation spaces, our high density propagation spaces are now full. Hopefully those seeds will germinate into something that we can either transplant down once these ones are ready for eating, or across into our other hydroponic systems, like our Hooch multi-bucket hydroponic systems that are just powering at the moment, or our Hooch Bucket 2.0 round pipe system, or Kratky, or NFT, whatever system you want to use these seedlings for, you pretty much can. So this is a great addition to your hydroponic ecosystem if you wanted to go this way. You could theoretically have multiple stacked on top of each other in this high density planting arrangement. I've definitely come around from where I was at the start of the video, where I didn't really see a use for it. I just was making it because people had requested it. Now I think this is a fantastic starting point for your whole greenhouse. All of these seeds have germinated. These were all planted exactly a week ago. And once these get to a size where they're starting to compete with each other, or even before then, and you've decided that you want to take some lettuce out, so if say you want to like harvest this plant, you would take that out, just remove your lid, pop it out, and then plant it in there, and replace this with a freshly seeded plug. And then you actually can just waterfall your system with plants, which is a fantastic way of managing these systems. And you could have 1, 2, 3 of these on the top, and because there's no media in it, they're not very heavy, you can literally just lift them up and plant them out as you need to. Or if you need extra spots, you just quickly add them on. If you're running a multi-tower system, you have to add them evenly so that they're all feeding with gravity in the same manner, like the water level is the same. But if you've only got one tower, just have 3 of these stacked up, and then you can just waterfall all the plants down and replace the seeds in, and you don't even need a propagation area. You just have a propagation area at the top of your system. And it makes the system extremely versatile, because not only are you growing your full maturity plants, but you're growing your propagation plants, which then waterfall down into the full maturity plants. The entire footprint of this system is like here. It's actually a fantastic way of propagating plants, especially leafy greens. Okay, so those files for the high density planting modules will be available on my Patreon, with all of the float valve files and everything else that you can access. Now I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour of the greenhouse before we get to the hydroponic garlic. So I'm going to take you off the tripod. My NFT, some of these plants need to be removed and composted. I've just not been able to eat them fast enough, and we've got some of the lettuce bolting as well. We've got a bunch of bok choy here, which has just gone nuts, and there's a little bit of pest damage on there, but that's just because I'm not using any pesticides and I'm really bad at closing my greenhouse door. Over here we have our Hooch multi-buckets with black striped antho tomatoes. I've just been coming along pollinating them myself, and we've got a bunch of tomatoes showing up all around these plants, and they're so healthy. Like the green on them, it gives this sheen to the leaves, and even in this like 30+ degree heat where my lettuce is all kind of drooping, these plants are just absolutely thriving. They've got obviously enough water and nutrient. We have capsicums in these multi-buckets as well, and here we have just like way more tomatoes. These systems are doing really well. I could possibly manage them a little bit better by stringing them up, and I'll come along and do that salvo. This is the Hooch Bucket 2.0 system, and these plants are absolutely thriving. They've all got like masses of fruit on them. You can see here just how many fruits we've got, and that's just across the board on all of these plants. As you can see, like they are just loving this system. That extra root space is doing wonders for them. Over here, this is our Kratky system, and we've got all of our fruiting plants are fruiting. Have a look at those tomatoes. That is incredible. And this is our chilies. So these are Fresno chilies. Our lettuce is also doing really well in all of our Kratky hydroponic systems. I'm really excited. This is so close to me releasing it because we're getting a fantastic result from all of these buckets. In fact, everything in the greenhouse has been turning out just absolutely to plan, which has been, it's just a nice change of pace because sometimes things just don't work out like this. All right, let's have a look at the garlic. Okay, so this is the hydroponic garlic project that I'm working on at the moment. You can see there's a custom-made 3D printable grate that holds the garlic in the perfect spot so that when you place the garlic down, it only wets the base of the garlic, which will send out roots, and then you can lower the nutrient, well, it's actually just water. You can lower the water and not have the bulbs in the water so they don't rot. So what I'm doing here is I'm just getting them to the propagation stage where they've got long enough roots, and we're going to introduce them into a discrete or custom NFT system so that the cloves will split into individual garlic bulbs. Now, do you guys have any ideas for this garlic system? Like how I should be holding the cloves, the individual cloves in the NFT? I was thinking like a special net cup or something, but I'd like to pick your brains. Let me know in the comments below what you think I should do with these cloves once they've sent out their roots and we want to introduce them into, break them up and introduce them into an NFT. So this is a video I'm working on at the moment and I want your feedback on. And there you have it, the updated float valve, the high density planting modules, the greenhouse in general, the garlic. You've seen it all. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hoochos. Happy hydroponicking, and I will see you next time on Hoochos.